Hi, I'm Lou, and this is Evolutionary Eats, a study of grub. All right, yesterday I ground up some pork. And added some spices and some liquor to it, and we have pork sausage. I kept this in the refrigerator overnight, and just to make sure it was good and happy and nice and cold. And today we are going to go about the process of stuffing it. As you can see right here behind me, and I'll turn this down. I have a couple of pieces of sausage cooking in my pan here. We're going to taste it and make sure all the seasonings are right. You want to make sure you do that before you stuff it. This is your last chance to make any adjustments. Next, we're going to get on to sausage casing. I buy these at my local grocery store. You can also buy these at sporting goods stores and online. This is a natural hog casing, and it's cleaned and packed in salt and refrigerated. And I love it. You can also buy dried. You can also get collagen if you don't want to use the natural casing. Okay, what I've done here is taken the casing, it kind of looks like noodles, and since they're packed in salt, they need to be soaked and rinsed. So I'm going to soak these for about 30 minutes and then start running some cool water through them to rinse them. We came up with a really cool idea, and I'm going to show you what this is. This is a turkey baster. Very inexpensive. If you buy one of those big roasting pans, most of the time you'll get a free one. And so we looked at various things that we could do and ended up with the turkey baster. All right, so what we did is we took a turkey baster that I got for free. Of course, you can see it right here. It has this little top on it, right? And you can see the difference here. We cut the tip of it off and then filed this down to make sure we didn't have any rough edges, because this casing is very delicate and it will tear very easily, so you want to be careful about that. So that's all we did here. And then we tried a couple of different things. We tried zip top bags for stuffing it. We tried making parchment paper devices like you would for a piping bag to do the stuffing. Nothing worked quite as well as this very inexpensive piping bag that I got with a kit to ice cakes, that sort of thing. And I just cut the tip a little bigger and it fits in there perfectly. The only disadvantage to this that I have found is that it gets slippery. The meat starts to heat up and of course it gets a little bit slippery and it's hard to handle. If you want to get one that's better than this, go to a restaurant supply store and get a true piping bag. It'll work like a dream. Although this would be wonderful, every single time we used a zip top bag, we had blowouts. It was getting more expensive than actually going out and buying. I think we went through 3 or 4 before we said, oh, okay, we got to stop and figure out what we're going to do. And this worked out beautifully. You're going to see how this works in just a little bit. I am going to cook up some of the sausage, taste it, and when I come back, we'll show you how to stuff the sausage. So thanks, I'll be back in a minute. Okay, I am back. And this is the hog casing. And I found a use for a turkey baster. I am going to demonstrate how to rinse this out. All right, so on the end, there is a hole. And what I'm going to do is try to suck up some of this water without sucking up too much casing with it, which I did very nicely, thank you very much. And I'm going to stick this end into there and then start filling it up. And hopefully you can see what's going on here. Let me see if I can just pull this up here so you can see it. There it is. All right, so what it does is it actually goes through there and it helps stretch out that casing a little bit and make it easier to stuff. And it also rinses out any leftover impurities, any salt, anything like that that ended up in here and didn't get rinsed out to begin with. And that's it. We are ready to start stuffing. Here we go. All right, I'm back. Okay, so what we're gonna do, what we did here is we attached this tube, right? Very simply, and I used some surgical tape, a waterproof surgical tape to attach it here. Make sure you get it all the way up to the top of where the turkey baster is, just to make sure that it's wrapped on there tightly. Okay, next thing I'm going to do is stuff the casing onto the tube. So this has been soaking in water. I'm gonna pull the whole thing out here. Make sure you have a pair of scissors handy. And I also have already put some meat in the tube. And here we go. Just take the end of it, put it on there like that, and then just begin carefully sliding it on. There we go. We have just a little bit of an air bubble in there, which is great. Don't want too much of one. And this is going to take some time, so just be really patient. Goes on pretty easily. Now the trick here is keep the casing in cold water while you're waiting to stuff it. Now I got down to the end here. You don't want to go all the way down to the end. You want to make sure that you have some slack here because you're going to have to tie a knot on this. All right, so I'm going to finish filling up my tube, or my bag. All right, so you got, probably 3 inches there on the end. Need a little airspace on the end there. And then, like I said, we already have meat in the tube. Just so you can see. There it goes. See that big bubble? All right, so we got sausage in there. So all I'm going to do is take this and tie a knot in it. Maybe. There we go. Make sure it's tight-ish. And then just go for it. As the meat is being pushed through the tube, it actually does the work for you and pushes the casing off. So you don't have to do anything extra to make the sausage. The meat and the casing do all of the work for you. I have a lot of air bubbles in this, but I'm not going to worry about them right now. I'm just going to try to get them back up on the tube a little bit, and once the whole casing is filled, then I'll start to push them out. Just keep rolling down the top and try to push from there. All right, here we go again. You just keep kind of squeegeeing that meat down into there. Look at that, isn't that nice? It's not as easy and wonderful as one of those power tools are, but the one I want costs $150 and I don't have any place to keep it, so this is how I'm doing it. I can't wait for someone to invent smell-o-vision. I guess if you want to know what this smells like, go to evolutionaryeats.com and get the recipe, make the sausage, stuff it or not, it doesn't really matter. It still makes a fabulous sausage patty or breakfast sausage, whatever you want to do, and try it. And the recipe was 5 pounds of ground pork, kosher salt, black pepper, and I use a fine ground, and smoked paprika. And it's that smoke in this flavor, smoked paprika flavor, is just enough to make you go, huh, I wonder if they smoked this, but it's not super strong, so it doesn't taste fakey or anything. And some red pepper flakes, so good heat going on in it. And then a 1/2 cup of dark rum and a 1/2 cup of bourbon. If you don't want to use the dark rum or bourbon, what you can do is save your pork bones and make a little stock out of that, add a bay leaf to it, and you'll have a nice little stock. That'd be really flavorful. Use chicken stock or use a beef stock. I just don't think I would use water. I don't like that it's not a flavorful liquid, adding something, another dimension to it. Now I've come to the end here. There's a hole in the casing and I don't really want to stuff from there. So what I'm doing is backing off the sausage down into the rest of the casing here. Let some of the air bubbles out. And then what I'm going to look at is about, make sure I have enough to make good 4 or 5 inch lengths. And I do have a ruler right here. Hold on. So as I said, what I'm looking at is about a 4 inch length, between 4 and, I like a 5 inch. So what I'm going to do is kind of measure that out right there. This way you don't overstuff it. Twist it and be done with it. And I'm going to do this before I do any cutting. So there's that one. I'm going to go in this direction a little bit. Twist it in the other direction. Bring it around. You don't have to measure it, you can eyeball it. I'm just telling you what I like to do. I might get, yeah, I'll probably get another one. Twist it in the opposite direction. Right there. Twist it. And then right here, I'm gonna do, that's gonna be a short sausage, that's fine. Take my scissors, cut right there. And hopefully tie this off now. Okay, here. I'm gonna do this. I finished with the first one, and this is the second one, and as you can see, this one's looking better already. And so what I'm gonna do is continue to stuff this little puppy here, little hoggy here, and show you how well it goes when you do things right. And here's the deal, practice definitely makes perfect with this. So the more you practice, the better you're gonna get at it. That's all I'm saying. All right, so watch this. This is cool. Squeezing down the top. Let me get a better grip here. And slide that down just a little bit. There we go. Here we go. Now, here's the deal. If I had a $150 machine, I don't think I could do much better than what I'm doing right now. Okay, so like I said, practice makes perfect. Just keep working at it, get these air bubbles out of the way, and it shouldn't be a problem. All right, guys, it wasn't that painful. Look what we came out with, 22 beautiful sausages. It was pretty doggone easy to do, and you know, if you're gonna have a party, you wanna do this once or twice a year, that little device is a wonderful thing to do. Now, we are going to work on some upgrades to that in the near future, so pay attention. Go to evolutionaryeats.com, and I'll have the recipe up there, how to make the turkey baster sausage stuffer. And just so you know, no plastic pigs were harmed in the making of this video. I'm gonna go enjoy a nice adult beverage and grill some sausage. Y'all have a good time. Thank you very much. This is Lou. This is Evolutionary Eats, a study of grub. Go to evolutionaryeats.com for more information, for recipes, and if you want to contact me. Bye.